welcome to Tabor Talk. So I got a little dip here, and what it's not chewing tobacco, it's Kratom. This is my brand here. I've been using this stuff, Kratom or Kratom, tomato, Kratom, So very controversial. I've been using this stuff for 3-4 years. I don't know, at least 3 years. I have some health issues. I live with chronic pain. I have some neurological stuff going on. I'm in pain a lot, and this is a lifesaver, along with CBD oil. So I have the Kratom and the CBD, and I feel great, and coffee. So that's basically what I do. I don't drink alcohol or do any drugs, none of that. That's pretty much it. Coffee, Kratom, and CBD oil. I'll be doing more videos on Kratom and CBD. If you go back in my channel, I think I've done a few. And I'll get into it about the controversy, what it is, and all that. But what I want to talk about now is I've done a couple of videos. One yesterday and this morning on Stephen Dubner on Joe Rogan, if you're interested. Pretty good. One of the best podcasts, Joe Rogan podcasts I've seen in quite some time. Stephen Dubner is awesome. He's so intelligent. His show, Freakonomics, he's so brilliant the way he breaks stuff down. So what I want to get into is something that I find a little bit annoying about Joe, and I'll tie in with Freakonomics and economics. So Joe is an awesome guy. Everyone knows, who follows me knows that I'm probably Joe Rogan's #1 fan. I don't have a tattoo of Joe Rogan on my body. No, I'm not that intense. I know some people are really that crazy, but I love Joe. I've been listening to him for 10 years. Joe's first podcast, I was there, 2009. December 24th, Christmas Eve. So Joe is over 1,400 podcasts episodes. I've listened to almost all of them, to be honest. Some of the MMA shows I didn't get to, but I listen, and in its entirety, I listen to the whole thing. I don't half-ass anything. That's kind of my personality, like with stuff. If I get into like a paper or a podcast or a book, I don't go halfway. I always have to finish, and same with podcasts. If I'm a follower of yours, I'm one of your most loyal fans. I kind of digress here, but let me just say, to illustrate this, I listen to 6 podcasts. I listen to them religiously. I listen to them all in their entirety, and I'm super loyal. I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast. I listen to Sam Harris's Making Sense, and again, I've listened to every single one of them in its entirety. Sam Harris. Eric Weinstein just came out with a podcast in the summer. I listened to all of them, love them. Sean Carroll. Sean Carroll has been around now for a year and a half. Listened to every single one of him. Sean Carroll, a theoretical physicist, right? So he's awesome. The Very Bad Wizards with Tamler Sommers and David Pizarro. They have 180 something podcasts, maybe more. 180, something like that. They do 2 a month. I've listened to every single one of their podcasts since 2014, the whole thing, or 2012 actually. I think they started. And then Tim Ferriss, love Tim. I haven't listened to all of Tim's, but I listened to a lot. They're all amazing, and I'm a huge he talked about those podcasts. It's like they've changed my life, really. Those 6 podcasts. So anyway, I digressed. A little digression there, right? So what annoys me a little bit about Joe is when he has guests. He goes, do you have a podcast? These days, most people have podcasts, right? But anyway, Joe goes, you should get a podcast. I'm like, dude, like, Joe, you're successful. You have the #1 podcast. Like, not everyone should have a podcast. So the number is this. There are 900,000 podcasts. Now, some of them are international, but if you look at the last time I checked, it was last year, it was 600,000. So within a year, 300,000 more podcasts, and most of them are English speaking. There's some international, whatever, and most are here in this country, the United States. So if you do the math, it's like 1 out of 300 people, if you right? So if there are 300 million people, 300 plus million in the United States, and most of the podcasts come from the United States. Not all, again, international, but this, generalize here. So that's, what is that? 1 out of every 300 people has a fucking podcast? It's preposterous. There's a glut. Who can listen to this, right? So you have to pick and choose. So now, tying in Freakonomics and what Joe Rogan says, I like, Joe, you don't have to worry about this because you're awesome. You have the #1 podcast. Everyone loves you. You have a loyal following. So it doesn't matter to you. But someone breaking in, like, like I'm not a famous person. I'm just a regular guy. I'm not a celebrity type. Like a non-celebrity trying to make it in YouTube and whatever. It's almost impossible now. It really is to make money on this. It's like, it's insane. So why? Because there's too many. There's a glut, So if I started this, let's just say I'm an Adam Curry. Adam Curry was on Joe Rogan. That was awesome. But let's say I started this YouTube thing in 2008 when nobody was around. I'd be famous, 100%, right? Or something, maybe. I'd have a better chance. Let me put it that way. So it's just economics 101. Duh, supply and demand. Like I used to collect baseball cards, huge. Back in the 80s, it was a glut. All these, it used to be just Topps, right? There were other baseball card companies, but Topps was the #1 guy. And then all these companies. And then with Don Mattingly, like Don Mattingly's rookie card and Ken Griffey Jr. And then it got bullshit. Then it became worthless. And now it's dead. You see, you're killing it. You're fucking killing it, Same, why is gold valuable? I mean, this is economics 101, supply, demand, and scarcity. Gold, if there was gold everywhere, what the fuck? It would be meaningless. Remember that Twilight Zone episode, right? Where gold, I really digress here, but this great Twilight Zone episode where these guys, they rob a train of gold and stuff, and they the plan is that they go to sleep for 100 years, like Rip Van Winkle, and then when they wake up, there's like gold. Wait a minute, I'm mixing up my Twilight Zone things. I think that's the episode. Or is it gold? Or maybe they're on another planet where gold is all over the place and it's not worth anything. Something like that. I'm sorry. See, this is Tabor Talk. Totally informal, unscripted, no outline, and sometimes I fuck up. Perhaps that's the appeal. But anyway, so too many podcasts, too many YouTube channels, and it's the more there is, the harder it is for the average person to stand out like me. That's all I'm saying. All right, Joe. So I love you, Joe, but man, don't stop with the stupidity. Not everyone should have a podcast. All right. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk. I'm going to be doing more on this. Boy, my fingers are stained from the... Wow, that sounds gross, but kratom and CBD oil. All right.